6 months passed quickly on Station Kepler 7. Maya and Luna became legends among the peacekeeping force. Their success rate was higher than any other team, and their bond inspired others to look beyond the usual boundaries between species. They handled dangerous situations that would have required multiple teams. Luna's strength and senses, combined with Maya's strategic thinking, made them unstoppable. They stopped smuggling operations, rescued hostages, and even prevented a station security breach that could have killed hundreds. Other teams started requesting them specifically for difficult cases. The two had become so synchronized that they rarely needed to speak during operations. A slight shift in Luna's posture told Maya where danger was coming from. A hand signal from Maya directed Luna exactly where to position herself. Then, one morning, an admiral arrived on the station. Helen Cortez was a respected human officer who commanded the Coalition's deep space reconnaissance fleet. She had served for 30 years and earned honor from every species in the Coalition. She requested a meeting with Maya and Luna. They met in a private conference room. Admiral Cortez was a woman in her 50s, with gray streaking, her black hair and sharp eyes that missed nothing. She studied Luna with obvious interest. "I've read your reports," Cortez said. "Both of you have accomplished more in 6 months than most teams do in years. Your success has not gone unnoticed." "Thank you, Admiral," Maya said. "We work well together. I can see that." Cortez pulled up a star map on the display screen. "I'm here with an offer. My ship, the Odyssey Dawn, is preparing for a deep space mission. We'll be exploring uncharted regions, making contact with new species, and establishing Coalition presence in areas we've never reached before. I want you both on my crew." Maya's heart raced. Deep space exploration was what she had always dreamed of. But she looked at Luna, knowing the decision had to be made together. Luna's 6 eyes studied the star map. "Yes," Cortez admitted. "Very dangerous. We'll be far from Coalition support. You'll face unknown threats and challenges we can't predict, but you'll also see things no one else has ever seen. You'll help build bridges between species. You'll make history." Luna looked at Maya. "You want this? I feel it through bond. Your heart beats faster. Your scent changes. This is your dream." Maya nodded. "But only if you want it too." "Pack stays together," Luna said simply. "Where you go, I go." Admiral Cortez smiled. "Then welcome to the Odyssey Dawn. We depart in 2 weeks. Use that time to prepare." But before they could begin preparations, an urgent message arrived from the Coalition Emergency Network. A distress call had come from Vorithus, Luna's homeworld. The Crimson Claw Syndicate had returned. According to the message, they were planning a massive raid. They intended to capture hundreds of shadow stalkers to sell on the black market. The remaining packs were in danger of complete extinction. Luna froze when she heard the news. Her entire body went rigid, and her 6 eyes fixed on the message display. "My world. My people. They hunt again. My world. My people. My people. My world." Maya placed her hand on Luna's back. "We're going to stop them. Too far away. Take days to reach Vorithus. We'll be too late." Not if we use Coalition emergency protocols," Maya said. She immediately contacted Admiral Cortez. "Admiral, we need to reach Vorithus as fast as possible. Is there any way the Odyssey Dawn can help?" Cortez didn't hesitate. "The Odyssey Dawn is the fastest ship in the fleet. We can reach Vorithus in 18 hours. I'll reroute immediately. Consider this your first mission." The journey to Vorithus was tense. Luna paced constantly, unable to rest. Maya stayed close, offering what comfort she could. Through their bond, she felt Luna's fear and pain. The memories of losing her first pack haunted Luna, and the thought of it happening again was almost too much to bear. "What if we're too late?" Luna asked quietly. "What if they all dead, like before? Then we'll make sure the criminals pay for what they've done," Maya said firmly. But we're going to get there in time. I promise. When they arrived at Vorithis, they found a coalition defensive fleet already in position. Ships from 6 different species had responded to the distress call. But the Crimson Claw forces were larger than expected. 3 massive cargo ships, protected by a dozen fighter craft, were preparing to raid the planet's surface. Admiral Cortez took command of the coalition forces. We need intelligence on their landing sites before we can strike effectively. Carter. Can Luna track their targets from orbit? Luna moved to the sensor station and closed her eyes. She had never been in space above her homeworld before, but she could feel something pulling at her. Below, in the deep forest, 3 groups of hunters moving toward southern territories. My people gather for mating season. Easy targets. We'll deploy ground teams to intercept, Cortez ordered. Carter. You and Luna go with the first wave. The Shadow Stalkers know Luna. They'll trust her. Get them to safety while we deal with the raiders. Maya and Luna landed on Vorithis with a team of coalition soldiers. The forest was exactly as Luna had described in her stories. Massive trees with silver bark stretched toward the sky. Bioluminescent plants glowed in the shadows. The air smelled like the earth after rain. Luna took a deep breath and howled, a sound that echoed through the forest like thunder. In the distance, other howls answered. The Shadow Stalkers were calling back. They remember, Luna said, her voice thick with emotion. They remember pack songs. They moved quickly through the forest. Luna's knowledge of the terrain helped them avoid the Crimson Claw hunters. Within an hour, they found the first group of Shadow Stalkers. There were about 20 of them, led by a large female with gray streaking her black fur. The pack tensed when they saw the coalition soldiers, ready to fight or flee. But then, they saw Luna. The gray-furred leader stepped forward slowly, studying Luna with glowing eyes. Luna approached carefully and pressed her forehead against the leader's. They stayed like that for a long moment. Then the leader pulled back and spoke in the Vorathian language. Luna's collar. Translated. Little Luna, we thought you dead. We mourned you with the others. I live, Elder Kira. I found new pack among stars. But I came back to warn you. Hunters come. Many hunters. You must flee to safety, Elder Kira growled. We tired of running. We tired of dying. You don't have to fight alone anymore. Maya stepped forward. The coalition is here to help. We have ships and soldiers. We can protect your people and stop the raiders permanently. Elder Kira looked at Maya, then at Luna. This is your new pack leader? This small human? She saved my life, Luna said. She taught me trust again. She's strong in ways you cannot see. Please, Elder Kira, listen to her. Over the next several hours, Maya and Luna worked with the Shadow Stalker packs. They coordinated with the coalition forces to set a trap for the raiders. When the Crimson Claw hunters entered the forest, they found themselves surrounded by both coalition soldiers and angry Shadow Stalkers fighting together. The battle was fierce, but short. The raiders were overwhelmed by the coordinated assault. The coalition fleet destroyed the cargo ships attempting to escape, and the fighter craft surrendered when they realized they were outnumbered. In the aftermath, Maya stood in a clearing surrounded by Shadow Stalkers. Luna was nearby, reunited with members of her original pack. 3 of them had survived, including Elder Kira, who was actually Luna's older sister. Elder Kira approached Maya and lowered her head in respect. You brought our Luna back to us. You protected our people. You have our gratitude and our friendship. The coalition will establish a permanent protection force here, Maya said. No more raiders. No more hunting. Your people will be safe. Luna came to stand beside Maya. She looked torn, her 6 eyes moving between her sister and her human companion. Elder Kira seemed to understand. You want to stay with the human, with your new pack. I do, Luna admitted. But I do not want to leave you again. My heart is divided. Maya felt tears in her eyes. She knew what she had to do. Luna, you should stay here. This is your home. These are your people. I'll be okay. I'll find a way to continue without you. Luna turned to face Maya, all 6 eyes fierce. No, you do not understand. My heart is divided, yes. But it is divided between home and adventure, not between you and my sister. You are my pack. You are my chosen family. I go where you go. Always. But your people need you. My people are safe now. They have coalition protection. They do not need me. Luna pressed her forehead against Maya's chest. But you do. We promised. Pack forever. I keep my promise. Elder Kira made a sound that was almost like laughter. She has your stubbornness, human. Once a shadow stalker chooses a pack, nothing can break that bond. Let her go. Let her see the stars and represent our people among the worlds. We will be proud of her. The goodbyes were difficult, but also joyful. Luna promised to return when she could. Elder Kira promised to honor Luna's choice and tell her story to future generations. As the Odyssey Dawn prepared to depart, Maya and Luna stood on the bridge beside Admiral Cortez. They looked out at Vorathis below. The forests and mountains where Luna had been born. Ready for the next adventure? Cortez asked. Luna's 6 eyes glowed bright. Ready. Packed together. Stars. Waiting. Maya scratched behind Luna's ears, their gesture of affection. Pack forever. Pack forever. Luna agreed. The ship's engines powered up, and they jumped into hyperspace. Behind them, Vorathis grew smaller, until it was just another point of light among billions. Commander Vex Thor sent a final message that appeared on Maya's personal datapad. You proved me wrong, Lieutenant Carter. Perhaps we all have something to learn from humans and their understanding of bonds that transcend species. Travel well. Maya smiled and showed the message to Luna. We did it. We changed minds and saved lives. Not done yet, Luna said. Many more minds to change. Many more lives to save. Many more places to explore. You're right. Maya looked out at the stars stretching endlessly before them. This is just the beginning. In the weeks and months that followed, stories about Maya and Luna spread through the coalition. The human rookie who had walked into the most dangerous assignment and emerged with an unbreakable bond became a legend. Young officers requested to study their methods. Scientists wanted to understand their connection. Politicians pointed to them as proof that cooperation between species could achieve incredible things. But for Maya and Luna, none of the fame mattered. What mattered was the bond they shared, the trust they had built, and the adventures that waited for them among the stars. They had found something rare and precious in the vastness of space. A true pack. A real family. Built not on biology, but on choice and love. Together, they would face whatever challenges the galaxy held. Together, they would prove again and again that understanding and compassion could bridge any divide. Together, they were unstoppable. News about Maya and Luna spread through Station Kepler, 7 faster than a ship at light speed. Within days, everyone knew the story of the human rookie who had tamed the untamable beast. Some saw it as proof that humans had valuable skills. Others saw it as a dangerous mistake waiting to happen. Maya didn't care about the attention. She was too busy working with Luna. They trained together every day, learning to move as a team. Luna was fitted with a translator collar that turned her vocalizations into words everyone could understand. Her intelligence amazed everyone who met her. This work boring, Luna said one morning as they inventoried supplies in the storage bay. Want to hunt? Maya laughed. We can't hunt on a space station, Luna. But maybe we can find something more interesting to do. I read her 5. Maya laughed. Maya laughed 1. Laughed 1 comblink. I read her 5-1. Jorak entered the bay with news. There is a situation developing. A transport ship reported suspicious activity near the cargo docks. They want a team to investigate. I thought you two might be interested. We're ready, Maya said. Immediately. The investigation led them to a smuggling operation. With Luna's incredible sense of smell, they tracked the criminals through the station's maintenance tunnels. Luna's size and power convinced the smugglers to surrender without a fight. The operation was a complete success. Within weeks, Maya and Luna became the most effective team in the peacekeeping force. Their success rate was higher than teams that had worked together for years. The bond between human and shadow stalker gave them an edge nobody could match. Then everything changed. A luxury ship docked at Station Kepler 7. From it emerged Corven Rex, a Salachian who looked like a humanoid shark with gray skin, black eyes, and rows of sharp teeth. He wore expensive clothing and moved with the confidence of someone who always got what he wanted. He went straight to the council and filed a legal claim. He said Luna belonged to him. Maya was called to an emergency hearing that same day. She arrived to find Corven standing in the council chamber with a smug expression. His lawyer, a thin being with tentacles instead of arms, held up a datapad. My client legally purchased the Varathian shadow stalker known as Luna from authorized traders 6 months ago, the lawyer explained. Here is the documentation proving ownership. Under coalition law, property must be returned to its rightful owner. Maya felt her blood turn cold. Luna isn't property. She's a sentient individual. The council already established that. Sentient or not, she was purchased in a legal transaction, the lawyer continued. Unless you can prove the original capture was illegal, ownership rights supersede individual rights for creatures obtained before sentience was established. That's wrong, Maya said desperately. You can't treat her like an object. Corven stepped forward. I paid a considerable amount for that creature. She is rare and valuable. I plan to add her to my private collection. Collection? Maya's voice rose. She's not a trophy. She's a living being with thoughts and feelings. The council leader raised one crystalline hand for silence. The law is clear, Lieutenant Carter. If Mr. Rex has legitimate ownership documents, we must honor them unless you can provide evidence of illegal activity in the original transaction. The raiders who captured Luna are part of the Crimson Claw Syndicate, Maya said. They're criminals. That makes the whole transaction illegal. Do you have proof of Crimson Claw involvement? The council leader asked. Maya's heart sank. Not yet, but I can find it. You have 48 hours, the council leader said. If you cannot prove illegal activity by then, Luna will be transferred to Mr. Rex. Maya ran from the chamber and went straight to Luna. Her friend was in their shared quarters, and she looked up with concern when Maya entered. What wrong? Luna asked through her collar. Maya knelt beside her and wrapped her arms around Luna's neck. Someone says he owns you. He has papers that say he bought you from the raiders. If I can't prove those raiders were criminals, they're going to take you away from me. Luna's 6 eyes narrowed. No, stay with you. Pack. I know. I'm going to fight this. I promise. Maya pulled back and looked into Luna's eyes. But I need your help. Do you remember anything about the raiders? Anything that might help us prove they were part of the Crimson Claw? Luna closed her eyes. Her body trembled. Maya knew these memories caused pain, but they had no choice. Ship, Luna said slowly. Red mark on side. Like claw with 3 fingers. That's their symbol, Maya said excitedly. What else? Human male, leader, scar on face here. Luna touched her own face to indicate a mark running from forehead to chin. Called himself Kane. Maya immediately started searching databases. Kane was a known operative for Crimson Claw, wanted in 7 systems for trafficking endangered species. If she could prove he was involved in Luna's capture, Corven's claim would fall apart. She worked through the night with Jorek's help. They tracked shipping records, witness reports, and surveillance footage. They found evidence that Kane had been on Vorithis during the time of the raid, but they needed more. They needed someone who could testify that they saw Kane with Luna. There was a dock worker, Jorek said as he reviewed old station logs. He filed a complaint about suspicious cargo from a ship matching the description Luna gave. but he withdrew the complaint the next day. Where is he now? Still on the station. Works in the lower cargo bays. They found the worker during his shift. He was a nervous Belthorian with green skin and large eyes. When Maya mentioned Cain and the Crimson Claw, he went pale. I cannot help you, he said quickly. I have a family. The Crimson Claw does not forget. Please, Maya begged. They took my friend from her home and killed her family. Now someone wants to lock her in a cage for entertainment. You're the only one who can stop this. The worker shook his head. Maya felt defeat crushing her. Without his testimony, they had nothing solid enough to challenge Corvin's claim. Then Luna stepped forward. The dock worker stumbled backward in fear, but Luna sat down and made herself as small as possible. She spoke through her translator collar. Please help, lost everything. Raiders killed mother, sisters, brothers, all gone. Only have Maya now. Only have Pac now. Luna's voice carried such raw emotion that the worker's eyes filled with tears. Please. No want cage. Want stay with friend. The worker stood in silence for a long moment. Then he nodded slowly. I will testify. The Crimson Claw may come for me, but I cannot live with myself if I do nothing. They rushed back to the council with their evidence. The worker testified that he saw Cain personally deliver Luna to the station and exchange her for payment. Luna's description of the ship and Cain's scar matched perfectly with security footage Jorak had uncovered. The council reviewed everything. Finally, they made their ruling. The original capture was illegal, performed by a known criminal organization. Therefore, Corvin's purchase was invalid. Luna was not his property. Corvin's face twisted with rage. This is not over. I will appeal. I will find another way. That night, Maya and Luna were in their quarters when the attack came. The lights went out. Emergency alarms blared. 6 figures in combat armor broke through the door. Grab the creature, one of them ordered. Corvin wants her alive. They had weapons designed to fire tranquilizer darts. But they hadn't counted on Luna and Maya working together. Maya hit the emergency beacon, while Luna attacked. She moved like lightning, her training with Maya making her even more dangerous than she had been as a wild creature. She understood tactics now. She knew how to work with a partner. Maya grabbed a plasma torch from the wall and used it to blind one attacker's visor. Luna tackled another, her weight and power overwhelming him instantly. They moved through the fight like they were connected by invisible threads, each knowing where the other would be. Within minutes, all 6 mercenaries were down. Security forces arrived to find Maya and Luna standing over the unconscious attackers. The mercenaries were traced back to Corvin. The security footage of the attack was presented to the council, along with evidence linking Corvin to the Crimson Claw Syndicate itself. He had been buying captured creatures directly from the criminals for years. Corvin was arrested. His assets were frozen, and dozens of creatures in his private collection were freed. The council issued an official apology to Maya and Luna. Commander Vex Thor came to see them personally. You two did well. You protected each other and exposed a major criminal operation. The station is safer because of you. So. When Sign 9. Thank you, sir, Maya said. Vex Thor looked at Luna. I judged you harshly when you first arrived. I thought you were just a beast. I was wrong. You have honor. You have courage. You are a credit to this station. Luna dipped her head in respect. Learn from Maya. She teach me trust again. She saved life. You saved each other, Vex Thor said. That is what a true pack does. After he left, Maya sat with Luna and finally allowed herself to breathe. That was too close. I almost lost you. No, lose me, Luna said firmly. She pressed her forehead against Maya's chest, their gesture of connection. Pack forever. Promise. Pack forever, Maya agreed, holding her friend close. I promise. The transport ship shook as it docked with Station Kepler 7. Maya Carter gripped the armrest of her seat and tried to keep her breathing steady. She was 23 years old and fresh out of the academy. This was her first real assignment, and her stomach twisted with nerves. The docking clamps locked into place with a loud clang. Around her, experienced officers gathered their bags and moved toward the exit without any concern. They had done this 100 times before. For Maya, everything was new and frightening. She stepped through the airlock and into the station. Her eyes went wide. The main corridor stretched out before her like a canyon made of metal and glass. The ceiling rose at least 50 feet above her head. Thousands of beings moved through the space, and none of them were human. A creature with blue crystalline skin walked past, its body reflecting the lights like a living diamond. Something that looked like floating purple gas drifted overhead, contained in a shimmering field. Two enormous beings with gray scales and 4 arms each pushed a cargo container the size of a small house. Maya felt very small. She checked her datapad and followed the directions to the command center. The device showed her route, but it was hard to focus on the screen when so many strange sights surrounded her. A group of insect-like beings chittered at each other in a language that sounded like clicking metal. A creature with tentacles instead of legs slithered past, leaving a wet trail on the floor. After 20 minutes of walking and getting lost twice, Maya found the command center. The doors slid open, and she stepped inside. Commander Vexthor sat behind a large desk. He was a Draknari, a species that looked like 7-foot-tall lizards with sharp teeth and cold yellow eyes. His scales were dark green, and a series of scars marked his face. He looked up from his work screen and studied Maya with obvious disappointment. "You are the human," he said. His voice was deep and rough, like gravel scraping against stone. "Yes, sir. Lieutenant Maya Carter, reporting for duty. I did not ask for a human." Vexthor leaned back in his chair. "Earth joined the coalition only 2 years ago. Your species has no experience with galactic operations. You are a liability. AFR. And he." Maya's face burned, but she kept her voice level. "I graduated top of my class, sir. I'm ready to serve. Top of your class means nothing here." Vexthor tapped his clawed finger on the desk. "Every species thinks their best is good enough. Then they arrive and realize how far behind they really are." He pulled up a file on his screen and turned it toward her. "You are assigned to Beast Containment, Cell Block 7. Report to Jorak in the lower decks. Dismissed. Cell Block 7. I-11. Cell Block 7. 111. Maya wanted to argue. Beast Containment was the worst assignment on the station, the job nobody wanted, but she was in no position to complain. She saluted and left the office. The lower decks were exactly as bad as she imagined. The corridors were dimmer, and the air smelled like chemicals and something else she couldn't identify. Warning signs in 12 different languages covered the walls. She heard strange sounds echoing from behind reinforced doors, growls, screeches, and other noises that made her skin crawl. She found Jorak in the monitoring station. He was a Keltharian, a species with 4 arms, orange skin, and a face that reminded Maya of a bulldog. He was watching multiple screens that showed different containment cells. "You are the new one," Jorak said without looking at her. "Yes, Lieutenant Carter, I am Jorak. I run this section." He finally turned to face her. His eyes were kind, despite his rough appearance. "Did Vexthor warn you what we do here?" 9. Did Vexthor warn you what we do here? Did Vexthor warn you?" He said. "Beast Containment. We manage the most dangerous creatures in this sector. Most are here because they committed crimes with their handlers. Some are here for research. A few are here because nobody knows what else to do with them." Jorak stood and gestured for her to follow him. "Come. I will show you. Come and stare. .com. Come and stare. Come and stare and stare. Come and stare and stare." They walked through the containment area. Each cell had a thick window made of reinforced glass. Inside the cells, Maya saw creatures that looked like they came from nightmares. A massive worm-like being with rows of teeth. A pack of small reptiles that moved together like a single organism. A bird-like creature with metal feathers that scraped against the walls. Jorek stopped at the last cell in the row. Cell Block 7. This is the one you need to know about, he said quietly. Maya looked through the window. At first, she saw nothing but darkness. Then, 6 glowing eyes appeared in the shadows. They shone like pale blue lights in the black. "What is it?" Maya whispered. "A Vorathian shadow stalker, one of the deadliest predators in the known galaxy. This one is called Subject 247. The creature moved forward into the light. Maya's breath caught in her throat. It was huge, roughly the size of a lion from Earth but built with pure muscle and power. Black fur covered its body, so dark it seemed to absorb the light around it. 6 eyes studied Maya, with fierce intelligence. Its mouth opened slightly, revealing teeth like daggers. When it flexed its paws, claws as long as knives slid out and scraped against the floor. "She killed 3 handlers in the past month," Jorek continued. "Nobody can get near her. She attacks anyone who enters the cell. The council decided she is too dangerous to keep alive. They scheduled her termination in 2 weeks. Maya couldn't look away from those eyes. "They're going to kill her?" "Yes, it is the only option. She cannot be controlled or studied safely." Jorek's voice carried a note of sadness. "It is unfortunate, but necessary." The creature growled, a sound so deep Maya felt it in her chest. But there was something else in that growl. Something beyond rage. "Why is she here?" Maya asked. "Raiders attacked her homeworld. They killed her pack and took her prisoner. She has been violent ever since." Jorek touched the glass gently. "In another life, shadow stalkers are noble creatures. They form bonds with their companions that last forever. But this one has only known pain and loss. She trusts no one." Maya stared at the creature. Those 6 eyes looked back at her. For just a moment, she thought she saw something other than anger in that gaze. She saw fear. She saw grief. "Do not get attached," Jorek warned. "I have seen many young officers try to save creatures that cannot be saved. It only leads to heartbreak. This one is beyond help." Maya nodded, but she didn't look away from the creature. Something stirred in her chest, a feeling she couldn't name. She thought about her father, who had spent his life working with rescue dogs that others said were too aggressive to save. He always told her that no creature was beyond help if you took the time to understand them. "I should get back to monitoring," Jorek said. "Your quarters are on level 12. Get some rest. Tomorrow, I will teach you the basics of containment procedures." Jorek walked away, leaving Maya alone at the window. The shadow stalker continued to watch her. Its tail lashed back and forth like a whip. Maya placed her hand on the glass. "I'm sorry for what happened to you," she said softly. The creature's eyes narrowed. It growled again, louder this time, and lunged at the window. Maya jumped back as the creature slammed into the reinforced glass. The impact made the entire wall shake. Claws scraped against the barrier, leaving marks on the supposedly scratch-proof surface. Then the creature retreated back into the shadows, leaving only those 6 glowing eyes visible. Maya's heart pounded. Her hands shook. But she didn't run. Instead, she stayed there for several more minutes, just looking at those eyes. 2 weeks wasn't much time. But maybe, just maybe, it was enough. The council chamber was massive and intimidating. 7 representatives from different species sat in a curved row of elevated seats. Maya stood at the center of the floor, feeling like she was on trial instead of presenting one. Commander Vexthor stood to her right, his arms crossed and his expression cold. Jorek stood to her left, offering silent support. The council leader, a tall being made of what looked like living crystal, spoke first. "Lieutenant Carter, You have requested a hearing to challenge the termination order for Subject 247. Present your case. Maya's hands shook, but she kept her voice steady. Thank you for seeing me. I'm here to argue that Subject 247 is not a mindless beast. She is a traumatized individual who deserves a chance at rehabilitation. The creature has killed 3 handlers. Vex Thor interrupted. Maya corrected firmly. Not it. And she killed those handlers because she was terrified and defending herself. Vorathian shadow stalkers are pack animals with emotional intelligence, similar to Earth's great apes. When her pack was slaughtered in front of her, she experienced trauma that would break any sentient being. W2. Maya pulled up her research on the main display screen. I've found 3 documented cases where shadow stalkers recovered from similar trauma and went on to serve alongside coalition forces. With proper care and understanding, they can form new bonds and become valuable members of our teams. A council member who looked like a large insect clicked her mandibles. You are human. Your species joined the coalition only recently. What makes you think you understand this creature better than experienced handlers? Because I've spent time with her. I've talked to her. I've watched her responses. Maya pulled up a video from the previous night. It showed her sitting by the window while the shadow stalker mirrored her position on the other side of the glass. She's not acting on instinct. She's communicating. She's trying to connect. Interesting coincidence, Vex Thor said. But not proof of sentience. Animals mimic behavior all the time. It's more than mimicry, Jorak spoke up. I have worked in containment for 15 years. I have never seen Subject 247 respond to anyone the way she responds to Lieutenant Carter. There is recognition in her actions. There is choice. The Crystalline Council leader studied the video carefully. What do you propose, Lieutenant Carter? If we grant a stay of execution, what happens next? Give me 20 days to prove she can be rehabilitated. Let me work with her, using techniques based on Vorathian social behavior. If she shows aggression, or if I fail to make progress, then I will accept the Council's original decision. And if you succeed? Asked a council member with blue-scaled skin. Then she deserves to live as a free individual under coalition law. The council members spoke among themselves in low voices. Finally, an elderly insectoid at the end of the row raised one thin arm. Ambassador Lyria had barely moved during the entire hearing. Now, all attention turned to her. I wish to speak, she said. Her voice was soft, but carried weight. The council recognizes Ambassador Lyria, the leader said. Many years ago, my species faced extinction. Other races deemed us too alien, too different to understand. They said we could not think like civilized beings. They were wrong. Lyria's large eyes fixed on Maya. Sometimes, understanding requires patience and an open mind. Sometimes, the newest perspective sees what others have missed. She turned to address the full council. I vote to grant Lieutenant Carter her request. However, I propose a modification. She will have 20 days, not 30, and she must accept full responsibility. Any aggression from the creature, and the termination order, stands immediately. Losting, changes, and disabuse. The council voted, 4 in favor, 3 against. The motion passed. Maya felt relief flood through her body. Thank you. I won't let you down. See that you do not. Vex Thor said coldly. When this fails, remember that I warned you. The real work began that same day. Maya moved a cot into the observation room outside cell block 7. She would spend nights there, close to the creature, building trust through constant presence. She started calling the shadow stalker Luna because her 6 eyes glowed like moonlight in the darkness. The first few days were difficult. Luna watched Maya with suspicion. Every movement Maya made caused Luna to tense, ready to attack if needed. But Maya was patient. She announced every action before doing it. She established a routine so Luna would know what to expect. "I'm going to slide your food through now, Luna," Maya would say. Then she would wait a few seconds before actually doing it, giving Luna time to prepare mentally for the activity. She introduced music. Luna seemed fascinated by acoustic guitar recordings. The soft strings made her ears relax, and her body settle into a calmer posture. Maya researched what few Vorithian words had been translated and learned basic commands. Rest, and safe, and friend. She used these words consistently, always in the same tone. By day 7, Luna no longer growled when Maya approached. By day 10, Luna would come to the window when Maya called her name. The breakthrough came on day 12. Maya was reviewing reports on her datapad when she accidentally dropped it. The device clattered loudly against the metal floor. Luna jumped to her feet. Muscles coiled and teeth bared. For a second, Maya thought everything would fall apart. But then, Luna paused. She looked at Maya's startled face and seemed to recognize the accident for what it was. Luna made a sound Maya had never heard before. The translator unit on the wall flickered to life. Hurt? Scared? Maya's eyes went wide. "Luna, did you just ask if I was okay?" Luna tilted her massive head. All 6 eyes focused on Maya. "I'm fine, just clumsy." Maya picked up the datapad and showed it to Luna. "See? No harm done." Luna sat back down, but she kept watching Maya closely. The concern in her eyes was unmistakable. Maya immediately called Jorak. She spoke. "Luna spoke to me. That is impossible. Shadow Stalkers do not have the vocal structure for Coalition standard language." The translator picked it up. "She asked if I was hurt." Trow. "She asked if I was hurt." Jorak arrived within minutes. He reviewed the recording and his eyes grew wide. "This changes everything. If she can communicate through the translator, she can demonstrate sentience to the Council." That night, Maya received special authorization to enter Luna's cell. It was an enormous risk. If Luna attacked, Maya would die before anyone could help her. But Maya knew in her heart that Luna wouldn't hurt her. A security team waited outside. Jorak stood by the emergency controls, ready to flood the cell with sleep gas if anything went wrong. Commander Vex Thor watched from the monitoring station, convinced he was about to witness Maya's death. Maya stood before the energy barrier that kept Luna contained. "Luna, I'm going to come inside. I trust you. Do you trust me?" Luna stood and moved to the center of the cell. She didn't crouch or bare her teeth. She simply waited. Maya took a deep breath and stepped through the barrier. The cell was larger than it looked from outside. Luna was even more massive up close. Maya could feel the heat radiating from her body. She could smell something like pine trees and earth. Luna circled Maya slowly. All 6 eyes studied every detail. Maya forced herself to stand still and show no fear. Her heart pounded so hard she thought Luna must be able to hear it. Then Luna stopped in front of Maya. They stood face to face, human and predator, separated by nothing but air and trust. Luna lowered her huge head. She pressed her forehead gently against Maya's chest, right over her heart. The translator hummed. "Pack. Safe. Friend." Maya wrapped her arms around Luna's neck. The fur was incredibly soft despite its dark color. She felt Luna's powerful muscles beneath her hands and the steady beat of a heart much larger than her own. "Yes," Maya whispered. "Pack. Safe. Friend." Jorak's voice crackled over the speaker. Incredible. Absolutely incredible. Even Vex Thor was silent in the monitoring station. Maya and Luna stayed like that for several minutes, just existing together in the quiet cell. A bond formed between them that went beyond words or logic. It was something ancient and powerful, the same connection that humans had formed with wolves thousands of years ago. The same bond that had built civilizations. When Maya finally stepped back, Luna made a sound that the translator identified as contentment. Maya scratched behind Luna's ears, and Luna leaned into the touch. We're going to be okay, Maya said. Both of us. Luna's 6 eyes glowed bright with what Maya could only describe as happiness. The next morning, Maya submitted her report to the council. She included video of Luna using the translator, footage of their interaction in the cell, and detailed notes on Luna's behavioral progress. The council reviewed everything and made their decision. Subject 247 was officially reclassified as a sentient individual. Her termination order was permanently cancelled. She was given the name Luna and granted the right to choose her own path under coalition law. Luna chose to stay with Maya. They formalized their partnership and were assigned to work together in the peacekeeping force. Commander Vex Thor called Maya to his office one final time. She expected criticism or warnings. Instead, he said something that surprised her. "You were right, Lieutenant Carter. I was wrong. Perhaps your species does have something valuable to teach us after all." Maya smiled. "Thank you, sir. That means a lot." As she left his office, Maya felt Luna's presence through the bond they now shared. Her friend was waiting for her, ready for whatever came next. Maya couldn't sleep that night. She lay in her small quarters and stared at the ceiling. Every time she closed her eyes, she saw those 6 glowing eyes watching her from the darkness. She heard the creature's growl echoing in her mind. At 3 in the morning, she gave up trying to sleep. She grabbed her datapad and started researching Vorathian shadow stalkers. The information she found surprised her. These creatures weren't mindless killers. They were pack animals with complex social structures. They communicated through body language, scent, and low-frequency sounds. Scientists compared their emotional intelligence to Earth's dolphins and great apes. Shadow stalkers formed lifelong bonds with their pack members. When one died, the others mourned for months. Some even died from grief, refusing to eat or interact with the remaining pack. Maya read about their home world, Vorathis. It was a planet with dense forests and long nights. The shadow stalkers hunted in coordinated groups, working together with perfect precision. Young ones stayed with their parents for years, learning the complex skills needed to survive. Then she found information about the raids. Criminal syndicates had discovered that shadow stalker fur was valuable on the black market. The pelts sold for enormous amounts to wealthy collectors. Entire packs had been slaughtered. The species was now endangered. Subject 247 had been captured during one of these raids. According to the report, she had watched her entire pack die before the raiders tranquilized her and took her away. She had been alone ever since, trapped in a cell, surrounded by strangers who didn't understand her. Maya felt sick. This creature wasn't a monster. She was a survivor, dealing with terrible trauma. When morning came, Maya went straight to the containment area. Jorak was surprised to see her so early. "You should be resting," he said. "Your first day doesn't officially start until 800 hours. I couldn't sleep. Can I help with anything?" Jorak studied her face, then shrugged. "If you want to work, I will not stop you. But stay away from cell block 7. That one is off limits until the termination team arrives." Maya spent the day learning the basics of containment procedures. She helped feed the creatures, monitored their health readings, and cleaned the observation areas. It was hard work, but she didn't mind. Between tasks, she found herself walking past cell block 7. The shadow stalker was always there in the shadows, watching. On the 3rd day, Maya made a decision. During her lunch break, she went to cell block 7 and sat down on the floor outside the containment window. She brought her meal with her and ate slowly while the creature watched. "I learned about your species," Maya said quietly. "I know you're not what they think you are. I know you had a family. I know you lost them." The shadow stalker growled but didn't move from the shadows. "My name is Maya. I lost my father 2 years ago. He was the one who pushed me to join the space program. He wanted me to see the stars." She set down her sandwich. "I miss him every day. Sometimes the missing hurts so much I can barely breathe. I think you understand that feeling." The 6 eyes blinked slowly. Maya continued talking. She told the creature about Earth, about the ocean near her childhood home, about the dogs her father used to rescue. She talked about feeling lonely on the station, surrounded by species she didn't understand. Jorak found her there an hour later. "What are you doing?" "Just talking. The creature cannot understand you." "Maybe not, but it makes me feel better." Maya stood up and brushed off her uniform. "Has anyone tried just talking to her before?" Jorak's expression softened. "No. Most handlers see the creatures as dangerous cargo, nothing more. They do not think about what the creatures feel or need." "That's wrong." "Yes." Jorak agreed. "It is. My species once had deep bonds with creatures on our world. But as we became more advanced, we forgot those connections. Sometimes I think we lost something important when we stopped caring." Over the next week, Maya visited Cell Block 7 every day during her breaks. She always sat in the same spot and talked to the creature. She told stories, shared her worries, and sometimes just sat in comfortable silence. Slowly, things began to change. The shadow stalker stopped retreating into the deepest shadows when Maya arrived. She moved closer to the window, though she still kept her distance. The constant growling quieted. Sometimes, the creature tilted her head like she was listening. Other crew members noticed. Some laughed at Maya. Others thought she was wasting her time. Commander Vex Thor heard about it and called her to his office. "I am told you spend your free time talking to the creature in Cell Block 7, he said. "Yes, sir." "Why?" "Because nobody else does. She's scared and alone. I thought I might help." Vex Thor's yellow eyes narrowed. "Humans always do this. You see animals and imagine they have feelings like you do. You make them into something they are not. This creature is dangerous. In 5 days, it will be terminated. Do not waste your emotions on it." "She," Maya corrected. "Not it, she. That makes no difference." Maya knew she should stay quiet, but the words came out anyway. What if it does make a difference? What if treating her like a person instead of an object is exactly what she needs? "You are dismissed, Lieutenant. Stop interfering with standard procedures." Maya left the office frustrated but not defeated. She returned to Cell Block 7 that evening and found something that made her heart race. The shadow stalker was sitting right at the window, waiting. "You knew I would come back," Maya whispered. The creature made a sound, softer than the growls from before. It was almost like a question. Maya sat down and pressed her hand against the glass. "I won't give up on you. I promise." The shadow stalker stared at Maya's hand for a long moment. Then, slowly, she lifted one massive paw and placed it against the glass, matching Maya's gesture. Maya felt tears in her eyes. This was communication. This was connection. Jorak appeared behind her, and his 4 arms hung loose at his sides in shock. "I have never seen her do that before. She's trying to tell us something. She's asking for help." Maya looked up at Jorak. "We can't let them kill her. There has to be something we can do." Jorak was quiet for a long time. Finally, he spoke. "There is one possibility. Coalition law allows for rehabilitation hearings in special cases. If you can prove the creature is sentient and capable of reform, the council might grant a stay of execution." "How do I do that?" "You would need to present evidence to the station council. You would need to show them what you have shown me." Jorak placed one of his hands on Maya's shoulder. "But I must warn you, the council does not like changing their decisions. Vex Thor will fight against you. You could damage your career before it even begins." Maya looked at the shadow stalker. The creature was still holding her paw against the glass, those 6 eyes focused entirely on Maya. "I don't care about my career," Maya said. "This is more important. Then I will help you." Jorak smiled, showing his sharp teeth. "It has been too long since someone stood up for what was right on this station. I will submit the hearing request in the morning." That night, Maya stayed in the observation room past her shift. She pulled up every piece of research she could find about shadow stalker intelligence, social bonds, and rehabilitation cases. There weren't many examples, but she found 3 instances where shadow stalkers had been successfully integrated into coalition forces after trauma. The shadow stalker watched her work. Every time Maya looked up, those 6 eyes were there, patient and waiting. "I'm going to fight for you," Maya said. "I'm going to give you a chance to live. But I need you to trust me. Can you do that?" The creature made that soft questioning sound again. Then she lay down near the window. Her huge body relaxed for the first time since Maya had met her. It wasn't much, but it was a start.